Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Confidence Culture Conversations. You are welcome.
Hello.
Everybody, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Great being on this platform today.
Yes, it is. And today we've not had technical issues, so that's good.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully people can see us. And if you can see us, if you're joining either on Facebook and on YouTube, please let us know that you can see us. Say hello. Um, say hello and help us to share the link. We're about to get into some really good conversation. We are about to go in. We are about to go in. Okay. So, Kirubai,
Yes, my dear.
just introduce yourself a bit today
Yes, I
as you
would
start
love
off.
to introduce myself after the um, unfortunate start. But, yet last week was a trial run for our confident culture conversation. So this week I'm all prepared, not flustered. I'm cool as a cucumber. And
Awesome.
my name is Kirabai Kahoot, a personal transformation coach. I help women gain confidence, courage to change, show compassion towards themselves while taking charge and changing their lives. Ayuma, welcome.
Awesome. Awesome. Kirubai, that's your introduction, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Welcome. Welcome. I love it. And I love the way you say it so gracefully.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
just to introduce myself, so if you're joining us for the first time, this is only our second episode, so just bear with us. We're getting the flow and the hang of it. So I am Elizabeth Olujimi, the Thriving Coach, and I help Christian women to thrive with confidence in who they are, who God has called them to be, so that they can passionately pursue their God-given purpose, so that they can make impact and leave a legacy. So that's me, and that's Kirubai in a nutshell. And hopefully, as we go through every episode of Confidence Culture Conversations, you will get to know us a little bit more if you don't already know us,
That's
if
right.
you don't
That's
know us
right.
personally. So,
That's right.
Kirubai, do you want to introduce our topic for today?
Yes, we are live on Facebook. Yippee! Yes, I would like to introduce our topic for today. The topic of discussion is how confident are you with your gifts and talents? God given gifts and talents. And it's so interesting. This topic, I'm going to back it up with a scripture from the Bible. It says that your gifts will make room for you to be in the presence of a king. And
Wow.
and Elizabeth and I are going to speak about the journey from being that flower, that the bud that's going to bloom, to that whole flower that's going to bring that fragrance in the king's palace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for that intro into our conversation today. So our gifts will bring us before
The king.
great men, before the king. Wow, that sounds amazing. So what if you have a gift but you don't recognize you have a gift? Does that mean you miss out on opportunities to be in front of the king?
Yes, I think I'm taking this very personally
Mm-hmm.
because many times while I was growing up, I never knew that I was gifted. I was a very creative person.
Okay.
The ones they say the left-brained person, the one who operates on the left side of the brains. And I never knew because when you grow in an environment where your parents don't know about these things, they're very simple people. And we grew up in different age and past, you see. And I always kind of struggled with some of the academic stuff. So I knew there was something not put together. Of course, you need to have a basic education. You need to know how to read and write. You need to know your arithmetic, your maths. But you know what? Beyond that, it's just not being a lawyer or accountant or a doctor, because I was never a very academic person.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to doing things with my hands and thinking out of the box, I was so cool about it. And you know what, Elizabeth? I realized it quite late in my life.
Wow.
I do not regret it, because
Mm.
I'm living the best years of my life now. And that's
Awesome.
because somebody, sorry, I want to make this point, that someone recognized, hey, there's something different about this child.
Mm.
Somebody, a mentor, a coach, recognized. I want to emphasize the importance of having a mentor and a coach in your life, especially
Wow.
for your kids,
Mm.
especially for yourself, because somebody recognized that in my life. Today is where I am. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking too much, Elizabeth. Come on, you talk, you speak, my dear.
Do you know what? It's interesting you say that. The fact that someone recognized the gift in you,
Mm-mm.
um, and sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes that's all we need, for someone to recognize the gift that is in us, especially as we are growing up, as we are young kids. When someone recognizes the gift that is in us and they help us to nurture that gift, it makes a difference. It makes a difference, because when you start to work on your gift and to nurture it from a young age, you start to get more confident in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You start to get more confident in the gift. So when the gift is recognized at an early stage, it helps and it makes a difference, because it means that you can start working on it from a young age, and later on in life, when you need to step into the fullness of that gift, there's already an element of confidence that has been built up over time. So that's I'm really glad that you shared that, because I think that's important as well.
Yes, it's important, like bringing um, your little Jana, she's such a beautiful, talented child. And my husband and I, we enjoyed her company in our home. And I could see that um, your husband and yourself are starting to harness the gift in that little child.
Mm.
And I can see she's such a sensitive child. And Rob, after you left, Robert and I were speaking about her. So well
Oh.
behaved, and she didn't even spill a morsel on the rug, and she behaved so well. Yeah, and this is all training from a very young age, in the
Mm.
confidence of the child, that will show off her gift and talents in a later age. And she's already 4 and she's showing off her talents,
Mm.
because she's sensitive.
Mm.
And I thank God for that. I thank God for that, because you and hubby dearest are both coaches. You're mentor people. You recognize. In the same way, I recognize when I see somebody lacking self esteem and confidence in their
Mm.
deportment, the way they carry themselves. I can zoom in. I can just zoom in. And
Mm.
that's my talent.
Wow, wow, wow. I like that. You say that's your talent, and you've exercised it over time, that you have become more confident in it.
That's right.
It's interesting. And as you were talking, I was reminded of a time where I was at a wedding, and there was someone who she lacked confidence in herself, and one of the things that happened was that her friends, she was with a group of friends, and they wanted to take a group picture, and she refused to get into the picture. And I was like, I love pictures. A wedding is an opportunity to take pictures. So I looked at her and I said, are you okay? You don't want to take a picture? And she was having fun. But she said, no, I don't like the way I look in pictures. And automatically, just me and her, we struck a conversation.
Yeah.
And I literally gave her a mini coaching session right at the wedding.
Yeah. But this
But
stems
you're
from,
absolutely right.
yeah, this stems from their childhood. I never liked taking pictures too because
Mm,
of what had happened when I was young. That
wow.
you feel ugly. You feel, you feel there's an air of shame on you.
Hmm.
You feel people are looking at you distastefully. So it's all stems from your past, how you've been brought up, what are the traumas that you have gone through, and
Hmm.
how you have lost the things that inbuilt, the self-belief, the confidence that God has downloaded for you,
Wow.
and and um, and you lose it.
Mm,
And then you come from Asian, I come from an Asian background where everything is like, oh, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't be seen, and don't dress up like this, don't dress up, don't use makeup, don't comb your hair like that. Everything is so crushed. And taking
wow.
pictures, come on, when you show up in a picture, I will tell you, this is a true story because I do not know who I'm speaking to out there.
Mm.
When I met my husband to be, he never wanted me. He said the first time I met, we got a friend of mine to take nearly 500 pictures to get me out of this because I never took pictures.
Oh wow. Wow. You
Yes,
never took pictures.
exactly, exactly. And we paid someone to take our pictures,
Wow.
pictures together. And it was such a lovely session because it was my friend who did it for us professionally. But you know what? It broke it broke that stigma on me. And today my husband says, I can't stop you from taking pictures. Probably he secretly secretly regrets it. But you know what?
Mm.
I'm showing who I am in Christ, who
That's it.
what God invested in my life, and who I
Mm.
am today is all glory to Him.
Wow. 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 Honestly. So anybody that knows Kiribai, she loves pictures. So hearing that story, that's interesting because you were not confident in taking pictures.
No,
And you kind of went one extreme with the 500 pictures.
I was forced to it. I couldn't run away from the premise, and we took pictures because I think inherently Robert knew that was something was wrong. Why was I shying away from taking pictures? But it
Mm,
was my insides. My inside connection was not right. I was ashamed of myself. So here's the thing: when you are ashamed of yourself, it shows in your confidence.
mm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's that's really thank you even just for bringing that vulnerability into it, because sometimes we don't realize that our confidence is evident in the way that we are doing just everyday things.
Mm-hmm.
Your confidence doesn't just show when you're on a platform speaking. Your
Mm-hmm.
confidence doesn't just show when you're doing a presentation in front of your class.
Mm,
Your confidence will show wherever you are, wherever you go. Your confidence is evident, or lack of confidence.
mm-hmm.
When you walk into a room, your confidence is evident. Your level of confidence is evident when you walk into a room by how you carry yourself, how you dress. You know, Kiruba is our styling, I want to say styling guru, but styling queen. And she will tell you, she talks to people about, styling and how it links with confidence and stuff like that. Kiruba, do you want to actually bring that into this conversation a bit?
So, how did I become this styling guru? Because I like to be real, and that
Mm,
was my personal struggle. Because I, being a plus size, I was like struggling with how do I dress this God given body, where
mm,
to hide and where to show and where to enhance and where to accentuate. So I just to help myself, I went and got training. This was
wow.
for my personal use. I Because don't forget, folks, the shame I was carrying. I had to work with that shame, work it away from me, and
Mm-hmm.
then looking good. So that's how I became the stylist. And when people saw me, they said, "Hey, you look very stylish. You look good. You look put together." Like when Elizabeth, the first time you saw me, you said you carried yourself with grace. And so that's why I help now women. I also help men um, find their confidence through clothings, through personal branding, and also through etiquette. So I do across the board. How do you carry yourself? Your deportment. I work with all these things because sometimes we think we might know, but we might not really know. And I
Mm.
had to learn from trial and error.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Elizabeth, please tell us what you do to help women overcome their lack of confidence.
So if I zero in on, I guess, your example and even the example of the young lady that I was speaking to at the wedding, one of the things I say to her, so she says she doesn't like the way that she looks. And I remember saying to her, can I challenge you? Like when you go home, look at yourself in the mirror and start saying some positive affirmations over yourself
Mm-hmm.
and start telling yourself, telling your subconscious that you are beautifully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
And start repeating that over and over and over again until your subconscious starts to get used to the fact that you are beautifully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some in most instances, it's really there's a voice, there's an inner voice that is speaking to us and telling us certain things. And when we talk about confidence, we're talking about fear. We're really talking about breaking and pushing past the fear. So yes, I might have a lack of confidence in a particular area. It means there is something that I am fearing
Mm-hmm.
in that particular area. So being able to determine what is that thing that you are fearing and how can we defeat the fear, how can we push past the fear. So for example, in your instance, your way of pushing past the fear, although you were forced into it, but you pushed past the fear because you were able to actually go and take the pictures. So I'm scared of taking pictures, I don't like the way I look, let me go and take some pictures, let me go and do the thing that I'm scared of. And yes, 500 might be too many for someone that's watching today, if that's your scenario as well. So maybe you could start with, one, two, three pictures. I remember last September I was helping to sort of facilitate some freshers fair events for a particular church that I was part of in Bristol. And as I was doing it, one of the young ladies that came across and had a conversation with me was a young lady who wasn't confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like she lacked confidence. And it was just in the first few minutes of interaction with her, I was able to see that that was an issue she was struggling with. So the way she talked, she was so kind of soft and quiet, and I had to I had to kind of provoke something on the inside of her. I had to. And even in that moment, she didn't want to take a picture. So I say to her, I said, I'm going to take a selfie with you and I'm going to tag you and I'm going to put it on Instagram. And the look on her face, she was like, no, you're not going to do that. You can't do that. And I say to her, I said, you might be sitting here and saying, you have fear of this and fear of that. But you've just traveled thousands of miles. You've come outside of the UK to come to the UK where you don't know anybody to study a course. Because she had traveled, I think, from somewhere in America, one of the states in America. And I say to her, look, while you're here, like there's no one that knows you from the past kind of thing. So there's no one that's going to say something about you that will raise an issue from the past that might affect your confidence. So right now you have a clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to
I hear you.
to build on that clean slate. And so I say to her, I challenged her. So she didn't want me to take the picture. So I said, okay, you take the picture. Because she told me she doesn't take pictures of herself. And when she said that, I said, are you on social media? She said she is. So I said, what do you post on social media if you don't take pictures of yourself? Especially on Instagram. What do you take pictures of? So we took a selfie and she posted it.
Well
and
done.
it's like, there's a start. So every so often I go on her Instagram and I see a picture and I say, yes.
Yes.
Because if you never provoke yourself to do something, you will always live in the fear of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You will always live in the fear of it. So if the lack of confidence, say, for example, with public speaking, that could be for various different reasons that you have that fear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But one way to defeat it is to start speaking.
Yeah, to talk.
To start talking.
Yeah, talk. Yeah, just speak. I mean, I speak now. You can't stop me from speaking. You can't stop me from talking. But, initially when I moved here in 2010 from Malaysia, Asia, and you're coming here, I couldn't understand the slang. Oh my Lord. I couldn't understand people, because of, London is a melting pot of cultures and people speak differently. I couldn't understand my own husband. I said, pardon, excuse me.
Wait, did you just say you couldn't understand your own husband?
Because he had a very strong British accent.
Mm.
So that was a hurdle I had to cross. And sometimes when we went for a party, with people, I was thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I can't understand. And it's quite rude when every time somebody tells you something, pardon me, I don't pardon me, excuse me. It took me a lot of courage to plant myself somewhere in a party to learn to understand. And a lot of British speak Cockney. Oh, that is takes you to another level. But you know what? I took it upon myself. I Googled, I read all the common Cockney, and
Mm-hmm.
trying to understand, speaking. And probably you got educated here. You went to school here, Elizabeth. I went to school back home in Malaysia, and lots of things are done so differently. So I lacked confidence to speak.
Wow.
And then you have this negative committee that meets inside your head,
I
always
like that
telling you,
negative committee.
no, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. But every time that word can't appears in my head, I'll tell that committee to sit down and shut up.
Come on, come
Come
on.
on, sit down and shut up. So
Mm.
so it's if I didn't take the bull by the horn and say I'm going to try, I don't care. But many might say, oh, she's of a different age. She's of age. coming back to young people nowadays, the young people have a lot of confidence, but a lot of self-confidence placed in wrong areas of their lives. Would you agree or disagree, Elizabeth?
I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree. I like the way you put it, that you speak to the committee, the negative committee, and tell the committee to shut up. Because do you know what? Sometimes we allow that committee to speak on a megaphone.
Yes.
Sometimes we allow that committee to be the loudest voice we are hearing. And
Yes.
when we allow the negative committee to be the loudest voice we are hearing, we never step out with confidence. We never step out to do the things that we are called to do. We never step out
Mm.
because the negative committee is louder than any other voice. But what if you stepped out and everyone speaking to you gave you a standing ovation? What if you went against the negative committee and you saw positive results? What difference would it make? Because that negative committee is only going to keep you where you are.
Mm-mm.
If not, make your life worse than it is. You will never achieve the life that you want to achieve if you are listening to the negative committee that's in your mind. Kiruba, you started something with this negative committee and now I just can't go.
I have this little plaque here. I keep it right in front of me. A
Wow,
constant reminder to say, hey, get that negative committee out of your head,
that's it.
because you're more than what you think you are.
Mm, I love that. You are more than what you. Come on.
Come on. And that's why we are here. We want to speak real life stories that we have gone through to
Hmm.
encourage you to embrace confidence.
That's it. That's absolutely right. And just going back to where we started off with gifts. Um, we all have gifts. We all have talents, and I think it's important for us to remember that. Last week, we brought in the element of understanding your value.
Mhm,
And when you look at value, one of the things that helps us to see our value is our gifts and our
mhm,
talents. What do you have in your hands? It's easy for you to look at someone else and think that you don't have anything in your hands. It's easy for you to look at myself and Kirubai and think that you don't have anything in your hands. But I want to remind someone that's watching today that there is a gift and a talent that you carry. There is a value that you have. And you need to open your eyes to that gift, that talent, and start to nurture it. Because, like we say, the Bible reminds us that our gifts will make room for us and bring us before kings. A king is not a mere man. A king is not somebody without influence. A king is someone that is sitting in a position of influence. A king is someone that can make decisions. So when you understand what you carry, when you understand your gift, when you understand your talent and you nurture it and you package it, you package it as well. Because sometimes, especially in Christian circles, we think we are gifted and we stop there.
mhm.
We don't go and package the gift. We don't go and develop the gift. We don't go and sit under someone's teaching or mentorship so that we can correctly package the gift before we present it to the world, before we present it to the people who need our gift.
Because there are people who are specially assigned for each one of you.
That's it.
And that is the assignment, that you would be able to bless someone with your gift. For
Mm,
that one person, for two people, for a congregation, for a group of community, we do not know. But that gift is assigned for someone out there. And it is in you, and it's through you and by you. You have to discover it. to help
That's
that
it.
person.
Mm, mm. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And we're gonna start rounding up. So Kirabai, do you wanna give some last points before we round up?
Yes. This is my final word today. Well, there's more coming next week, but a thought that I want to leave with you to think about it. Dig those wells of gifts and dig those wells. Dig those wells. Look, spend this 1 week. Spend this week thinking about what is that comes naturally to me.
Mm,
And we will take you through another week next week and talk about how to use what you have discovered. And if you really want some help out there, please send us an email. Send us an email or a chat or note in on Facebook or in our Facebook, of course, Facebook, Elizabeth's Facebook, my Facebook, and send us a message and ask us. We are happy to help. We are here to dig those wells, to help you dig those
exactly.
wells. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth.
Exactly. Absolutely. I think for me, my last words, if there is such a thing, my last words on our second episode today is just really to encourage someone. Don't sit on your gift. Don't sit on your gift. Open your eyes to it and start to think, what can I do with the gift that I have? Because a lot of us are sitting in a position of lack, or we're sitting in a place where we think we don't have enough, but actually there are things that God has put in our hands that we only need to open our eyes to see. And when we start to see the things that God has put in our hands and we start to run with them, then we start to see, whether it's the wealth, whether it's whatever it is that we are looking for, we start to see it when we start to make full use of what we have. There's something that Miles Monroe used to say. There's something that Miles Monroe used to say. And he literally used to say that when you don't know the purpose of a thing, abuse
Mm,
is inevitable.
wow, powerful.
You have a gift, you have a talent, you are valuable. Discover the purpose of your gift, discover the purpose of your talent, discover the purpose of your value, and start to do something about it. Start to do something about it. Don't abuse your gift. Don't abuse your gift. And as you start to grow in your gift, as you start to step out in your gift, watch your confidence grow. Watch it.
Watch
Watch
it.
your confidence grow.
Leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds, leaps and
Watch your
bounds.
confidence grow. So that's literally our final words. Thank you to everyone that was watching. If you are watching and you haven't put a comment, please put a comment so that we can acknowledge you. I know there's a couple of people watching from different places, either Kiribai's Facebook or my Facebook, or maybe you're even watching this on YouTube, or if you watch this later, please engage in the conversation. If you have a question, actually, please put the quick question in the chat. And we will try and answer the question as much as we are able to. But before we close,
Oh, so
oh, Annette,
basically,
good to see you. You're here at least, right? You're here for the end. But do you know what? You can always go back and watch it. You can
yes.
always go back and watch it, and you can make comments and get involved in the conversation, regardless of when you watch it. Now, Kimberbai, as we close, where can people find you?
Okay, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my page, Styling with Grace K. And you can
Mhm.
find me on Instagram, Styling with Grace K. You can find me on YouTube,
Okay, awesome.
Styling with Grace K.
Hmm. Perfect. And do you have events coming up that we can encourage people to sign up to?
Oh, not. I'm working on something. And it's an event called Inside Job.
Inside okay, okay.
Hey, I know, Elizabeth, you are coming up today. You have an event. Come on, talk about it. I'm
Wait,
joining. I'm
wait, wait,
joining.
wait. We can't just walk past inside job. I'm excited about that. I'm
I'm going to tell you
excited.
all next week what's Inside Job is all about.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing about Inside Job, and I look forward to attending it as well because
Very
I'm
well.
sure
Thank
it's
you.
going
You're
to be
welcome.
amazing. So, where can you find me? You can find Elizabeth Olujimi on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, and you can also find me on TikTok. So please follow, like, whatever it is. And you know what? If this video has encouraged you, please share it with somebody else as well. Um, I have got an event coming up this evening, actually,
Well
and
done.
it is on confidence. It is on confidence. So I'm running an event called the Thriving Woman Masterclass. And the purpose of this event, or even the title that I have tagged for this event, is really how to show up confidently in your place of purpose. How to show up confidently in your place
Love
of
it.
purpose.
Love
Because
it.
guess what? The world is waiting on you. There is someone waiting on you to show up confidently with your gifts and your talents. There is someone waiting for you to show up confidently with your value, with the value that you bring. So don't hold back. Don't hold back. And if you're someone who is struggling with confidence or struggling to show up confidently, I can help you. Join us this evening. Kiruba is going to be part of the event, and we'll be starting at 8 p.m., which is in literally what, 2.5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
In about 2.5 hours, I can quickly share the link.
Please
Um,
do.
Let me see if I can quickly share the link. That way you can find the event on Eventbrite, and it is a virtual event, so it's going to be held via Zoom. So don't feel like you have to be in the UK to attend the event. You can attend the event from anywhere in the world. And if you know anyone else that needs to be at this event, please share the link with them, encourage them to come and be part of the event. But I'm going to be sharing part of my story, part of my journey, and how confidence has helped me to achieve the results that I am achieving today. If you don't show up confidently, you will not achieve the results that you want to achieve. I can talk about this all day, all night. I'm going to have to end this so that we can end our confidence culture episode. And if you want more of this, join me at 8 p.m. British Standard Time today. I've shared the link. If you need the link, message myself or Kirubai. Registration is still open at least up until 8 p.m. So register quick. Depending on which part of the world you're in, it might be a different time. So just check the region and the timing to make sure it works out with you. But I would love to have you on the masterclass. Thank you, thank you. So that's all from me, Elizabeth Olujimi, the Thriving Coach.
And that's all
Everybody,
from
over
me,
to you.
Kirabai Kahoot. That's all from me, Kirabai Kahoot, today. And see you next week. And if you sign on today for this thriving coach, our dear thriving coach, Elizabeth, I will see you on the platform. Join us today.
Awesome. Okay,
Bye
oh, God
now.
bless you.
God
Thank
bless
you for
you.
joining us. See you next week.